Hello everyone, welcome to another section. If you're just joining us, you'd like to go to previous videos where we started. My name is Leonard Dalton, Leo for short. And in this section, I'm going to be touching a very important metrics, which is report. Report. Right, so in our previous sections, we've been doing we've touched other metrics. We touched colons, right? We touched colons and how you can interchange everything to get better analytics of how your ad is performing, right? We touched different things. Generally, I talked about the three steps in creating an ad, talked about the campaign stage, talked about the ad set stage, talked about the ad stage. I basically explained what you can see on your screen right now. I explained everything, and this time around we'll be looking at reports. Now, the essence of this column, it's this column is one of the very essential tool, because let's say you were your brand manager or your boss or the company you work with tell you, okay, let's see how these ads are performing, like let's get a report. It's this is where this particular column comes to play. It is very unprofessional for you to let anybody except they instruct you to, but especially when you're being asked to give a report, it is very unprofessional for you to just bring your full dashboard like this and start showing. It's very unprofessional. So that is why Metal made it very made it very possible for you to give a report, or maybe you're meant to do a presentation. It is not professional for you to present to everybody your full dashboard. So that is the essence of this report, right? To create a different sheet of how a particular ad performed, to create a different sheet, most especially on Excel spreadsheet, right? It gives you it's single hand, like it brings out one particular ad that you want, the particular ad that you want to give reports on, and then it displays everything. Okay, now let's move on. Now, how do you create this ad? How do you create this report? How do you create this report? The first thing you want to do is you want to click on reports, create new reports. That's the first step you should do. And then a general reports page comes up. If you can notice very closely, a different page entirely came up. Now this is where we came from, and then it took us to this entirely new page. So now this is the report page. Now in your own case, if you've not run any ad or anything, you might not really see anything here, but we have this one. And then the next thing you do, or if you're the kind of person that has a bunch of campaigns, you will see them lined up. As for this one, this is the only one we have here, right? Okay, so and this is the one we want to give reports on. Then you choose it, click on it, and it takes you to another page again, right? Okay, now it has brought us to another page, and then the next thing you want to do is to click on report again. Still loading. You're supposed to click on reports again. Now these are the stages you need These are the stages, the steps you have to go through to present a report. There are there are no other ways you can follow. There are no other ways you can follow. It's not just about creating. If there are other ways you could use, but this is the one that makes it more specific. Specific on the actual ad that you want to come up, the actual ad that you want to see, the actual ad that you want to create report on. Right, so it brings you here again. All right, now this is now the point where this is what we're looking for. Right, as you can see here, this is the place where you can choose what you want them to see. Right, you can choose what you want them to see. And the most important breakdowns we have, the most important metrics we have, the most popular are age, region, and gender. Age, region, and gender. Right, these are the most of the times your client might be like, okay, let me see the age range of people that viewed the ad. Let me see the report on the region that ad performed better. Let me see the gender. That's the gender of people that are interested in this order that metal took my ad to the most. Do you understand? Now this is very important. And so you come here, the first thing to do is to choose the range. Sometimes it might be, okay, do I want it from December 2023 till date? Today's date is 17. You update it. And if there are other ads, if there is anything you did to in between this range, this date range, it brings it up for you. Right, so that's the first thing you do. Okay, and then the next thing you want to do now is to choose the breakdowns you want. Age, definitely. Gender, definitely. Let's check for region. Sorry, we can't click on it when we have age and gender, so I'm going to do a different report sheet for that. And then, as you can see here, it has given us a complete breakdown of how it performed, ranging from looking at the ages, how it performed, right? And as you can see here, the number of males that this ad reached out to the most is 334, right? And then the number of females, we have 64. You can easily tell your client, okay, fine, for this particular age range, we have about 334 number of males that we are interested more in this ad than females, right? And then in this age range 25 to 34, we have about 258 number of males, and then females we have about 191. That's for the age range of 25 to 34. Then for the age range of 45 to 54, we have 130, and then for the female we have 64. Uncategorized, meaning they are neither male or female, right? So Meta also gives room for such people to be recognized, right? So uncategorized. They are not males, they're not females, right? They are whatever they are, right? So one of them viewed this ad. Then between the age of 65 and above, 65 plus, we have about, so now this is exactly how it is for age and gender. There's another thing you want to know. You can also add some colons here. Now this column, we have delivery attribution settings, and you can remove some too if you want. Result, reach, impression, cost per result, quality ranking. You can remove whatever column at all. Engagement rate ranking, conversation ranking, amount spent, and the rest of it. You can remove and replace. Okay. Alright, so we've been able to say, okay, this is what we want, and then the next thing to do is what? To export. Of course, CSV or any other format you want to. Oh, don't forget to, you add a name, you give it a title. You didn't do that. You're supposed to give it a title just for easier recognition, right? That's what it's all about, for easier recognition. Okay, we've done for age and gender. Now let's do reports for region. Let's do reports for region. As you can see now, you can use it. Which part of this country, which parts of Nigeria, right, did my ad reach out to the most? We have here Lagos having the most ranking, and you have Ogun State, right? So you want to create a report to come here, you export, then you give it a name, region, whatever it is at all that works for you. Give it a name for easy recognition. Region, then you export, and then if you want to add some more colons and remove some, you can do it here. Let's go through them. All right, we want to have asset name is already okay. It's not asset name, is not there. You can add that if you want to. You can add modes if you want to. There are different levels of things you can add, right? You can just go through. Let's say we want, okay, let's come here, destination, video category, objective. No, we don't want that. If you don't find it here, you come to metrics, you see a lot more things you want to add, right? Okay, amount spent, impression reach, cost per. Okay, we want link clicks, just depending on what your client say they want to see. Reach frequency, clicks. Okay, maybe can also remove some. Cost per, if you say you don't want cost per, not to take it out. Engagement ranking, yes, we don't want this. Conversation, we don't want it. I think we want to see, there is another thing I think we'd love to see. Where is it? Videos played at 25%, at 50%, at 75%, at 95%, and at 100%. No, depending on whatever they want, right? You want to know the number of people that played your ads. If it's particularly if it's a per ad that has a true play, you'd want to know how many of them engaged in it. What else? So basically though, you can have all this. Now let's see. Let's check out for quality ranking and take it out. We don't want this. It goes out. Did you see that? So anything you don't want, you just check for it and amount spent, link clicks, link all, video watch. That if you tell you the number of people that watch it at 25%, number of people that watched it at 50%, number of people that watched it at 100%. So it gives you a proper breakdown of these things, right? And as usual, if you want to do this too, export, right? Give it a name, whatever at all. Let's say the name of that ad is sugar baby, so let's just give it sugar baby. Now, so this is how you create a report. It's very easy and straightforward. Very easy and straightforward. Okay, let me do it again. Let me quickly do it again. Right, this didn't happen. I'm going to take this all out and go back to the beginning, which is here. So I'm going to go through this process again, just in case and just for clarity, right? Okay, you want to create a report, you come here, create new report. When you click on that, it brings you to a general reports page where you will choose the campaign you want to report. You choose the campaign you want to report. Choose the campaign. So yes, you choose it, click on it, and it takes you to a different page again. Let it load, allow it load so that you can click on report again and create new reports on the ad you've chosen. Create new report, create a report on the ad you've chosen. I'm waiting for this guy here. So it's a very easy process. You don't need to, something that is so difficult. Right, you create it. This is now where you choose your data range, what you want to see. If it's age, click on it, and gender, click on it. Anything at all you want to add, as long as your supervisor or your whoever you're working for say, okay, this is what I want to see, this is what I want to see, you can work with that. Come here, there are lots more other data you want to appear here. You can just come here, carefully scroll down. You can see a lot that you want to and that's just it. You create your report in peace. Okay, so that's about creating a report. Now we're getting closer to the part where we create a campaign. Now before you do that, let me let you know something. Before you can create a campaign, it's very necessary to know that as a newbie or as a person that just started working with Meta Ad Manager's dashboard, there are some settings you'd want to do. Right, there are some settings you want to do. So I want to explain one of the most important settings, and that is billing. billing and payments. Here, billing and payments. Now, for some people, you know, without having a full knowledge of how this whole thing works, you will go through it the wrong way. Now, some people, I don't know how many of us have seen, let me see if I can see anything like boost posts. See that route? Now, that boost post route, if you think, okay, this is something that I want to, this post is something that I want to go out there, and then you think boosting posts will help you. That's a very premature route to go through. Now let me explain why. Now when you go through that route, right, there is a prompt for you to pay. Of course, we know that we pay, right? Okay, so, and then they ask for your card information. When they ask for your card information, you give them, you pay for it, and automatically Metal defaults your ad account to pay in dollars automatically, because you didn't come up here to do the proper settings, right? Please do not go through that route. And most times when you go through that, it is very difficult for you to come back and adjust it. It is very difficult, right? It can be a little difficult to come back and readjust it. So please do not go through that route. Professionally, you should come here and do your proper settings. This like what you can see now, right? There's been some activities going on this ad account, so that's why I've not done any payment at all. You see a prompt to choose your payment method. You see a prompt to choose your payment method. You will see the one for US dollars, and you see the one for Nigerian naira. So in this account, I use Nigerian naira, which you should also use as well. So there will be a prompt for you to add payment method. Add payment method, right? So I've not done anything here, you would have seen that, okay, you need to choose this, choose that. They will ask for all the information they needed to ask for. But one thing you should always know, choose Nigerian naira. Please and please choose Nigerian naira. Make sure you calm down, because if you do it, it is very difficult for you to come back and do it all over. It's very difficult for you to calm down and do it all over. Now let's see if we can do any changes with the amount we get. Let's this Metal is still a very new platform, right? This Metal Ad Manager is still a very new platform. So every 6 months maximum, every 6 months there is a new update, there is a new. So as at the last time I checked, it was impossible. But let's check now. It's not up to 6 months, but maybe, who knows, would have gotten a way to adjust that. Came here, I didn't see anything as such. We'll have to I'll check out for that later. But the last time I checked, it was impossible for you to change it. That if you've done it wrongly, it was impossible the last time I checked. Right, so if there is an update to that, I'll bring it to your notice. But for now, please, when you're doing the setting, if there is anything you want to do, instead of boosting or anything, just come down here straight up and create a proper campaign. Right, so you will start having issues later. Right, so that's just it with the settings, right? And this is where you can see how much you have in your account. This is how you can see. So how to pay is if you don't see billing and payments here, billing and payment is always there are different places you can see billing and payments. You can look at it here. Now this is Metal Business Suite. This is Ad Manager. This is Metal Business Suite. This is Ad Manager. This is Metal Business Suite. This is Metal Ad Manager, and this is Metal Business Suite. They are working hand in hand, definitely, right? So if you don't see it there, you click here, you still come back to this page. So there are different routes you can see. It brought us back here. It brought us back here. So having said that, please don't make that mistake of doing any boosts. Do not boost. Do not boost. Just come here, do your settings, and do your proper ad. These things, and to run ads is not, you can use it, you can start with lower amounts. Just know that the smaller amount you use, the lesser people you reach out to. It's very simple. As you can see, 4,000 naira here. It's not so difficult. 700, look at 700. I don't know. I'm not so sure. I wasn't handling this account when this happened, but as you can see, 705 naira, 1,000. It's not something you should be running away from, right? It is very advisable to go through the normal path so that you don't have issues later on. Okay, so that's what we can talk about on. And also remember, there are some things I didn't mention in the last video. Don't worry, with time, especially when we are trying to create a campaign, everything will be explained. Do not worry, just follow up and everything will be explained. If you've joined me till this point, I'm really grateful. Thank you so much for pulling through with me. Thank you. Alright, so this is all we need to know about reports, and set some basic settings. And so in our next section, we're going to be creating a campaign. We're going to be creating a campaign. Please stay tuned. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day. Bye.